as much as possible. So we've been having these Women's Month conversations, looking at different women that are in the space of business and that are impactful in our different spaces. About being a woman. Well, she is already in studio. Zodwa, thank you so much for being with us today.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure being here.
Awesome. I'm going to start by giving you an opportunity to tell us a little bit about yourself, and then also get into what do you do? What exactly do you actually do? Like, people have heard.
What don't I do?
Well, this is your chance to at least clarify. Okay? So that's why as well exactly. Yes, you can shoot.
Yeah, my name is Zodwa Gqwaka. I'm a business and personal development coach. In a nutshell, I help people move from their hell into their heaven, and I have niched that offering specifically to corporates. So I go into an organization and they say, look, currently we're having an organizational cultural issue. We don't have an identity as an organization, or we have a leadership issue, or we have whatever issue that the organization is facing. And through coaching interventions, I draw up a program that's going to move them from their hell to their heaven. That's very simply put, but that's what I do. The company is Global Impact Development Solutions. It's got two legs. One is human development, which is the coaching and training aspect of it. The other is brand development. So companies do hire us to come and create campaigns, create awareness, and so forth and so forth. I speak, I MC. I'm about to sell houses.
Is that actually going to be a thing? Okay.
Oh, it's definitely going to be a thing.
Wow.
I've decided.
You
Yeah.
decided that you're actually going to get into
No, I'm going to sell houses.
Oh, okay. That is lovely. That is very interesting. I'm sure a lot of houses are going to be flying off the market.
They better. I need that money.
Okay. I see. Now, it is Women's Month. It's a very interesting time, and it means different things to different people. What does it mean to you? Does it make you think of anything special? Does it have a special meaning to you? How do you interpret the fact that it is Women's Month? Or is it like just one of those other months that are usual, like any other,
I feel like I'm going to be such a bad South African for saying what I'm about to say.
Oh my word. I wonder. But we need your perspective. So you need to be as authentic and as real and as honest as possible.
Yeah.
Like your own. Because the reason why we're having these conversations is so that we can get all the different perspectives. Yeah. So what's yours?
Okay, so it's not just about Women's Month.
Okay.
It's not just about Women's Month. It's Mother's Day, Father's Day, Women's Month, Heritage Day.
All the public holidays. All the celebrations as calendar as South Africans.
It's neither here nor there for me. I'm sorry, I'm offending you, someone out there. And that's not to say I don't value how it came about. That's not to say I don't value women. That's not to say I don't value our strength and all that comes with it. I'm just, like I'm saying, it's not a Women's Month issue. I'm just not big on prescribed celebrations.
And that's exactly why I also put that element when I ask about this question, because I always I want us to be able to accommodate all our different perspectives, all our different viewpoints. You understand? So that's why I say, or does it mean nothing to you? Like in J, it's just, because to some people like you, it's like,
I'm weird. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So to you, it's not to say that you do not value women or recognize them or appreciate where it comes from.
And the two can coexist.
Ne?
Yeah.
No. All right. Now, you definitely, probably do have women that you look up to.
Yes.
So can you give us maybe 2 or 3 women that you look up to that, inspire you, that you see as abantu contributor positively into your life, or that, have some kind of importance to you?
There are so many. I'll use a person who is on in my everyday life.
Okay.
My pastor, Rosanna
Okay.
Isaacs, she inspires me in ways that I cannot even like articulate. She's amazing in so many ways. She has an ability to, through her own survival, make everyone around her survive.
Okay.
And I draw so much strength from her. So that's somebody that is at my
At your
everyday
local, yeah.
level. And then high up, somebody out of reach that I look up to. There are so many. One I can think of off the bat, I think would be Mpumile Dwaba.
Okay.
She's an amazing young person, young female, who has teared her box open with just being herself and being obedient to what God has called her to do for her life. And watching her journey is very inspirational. Those are the two that I can think of now.
Right now.
Yeah.
All right. That is interesting. I think it's important that as women, as we journey, you know, that we look up to and that can impact us in ways. Umpumi, I was you know, shocked recently when she had Bentley. Her event was sponsored by Bentley, and I was like, this girl, oh my word, like Bentley.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's still coming up, or I think it's her annual event. That
Unlimited
she does.
Fest.
Yes, I think it's that. I'm like, Bentley is on board. Like, how do you even sign up Bentley? How do you even sign up
grace.
Bentley? It's yes,
It's grace.
Yes, it is true.
It's
True.
grace. I think that's one thing that really I admire about her. Her life is just so evident of God's grace.
And I think, you know, what is also so powerful about her is the fact that Umpumi is able to, like, if vision yakhe and what she can achieve is so unrealistic to the natural eye. Like, she aims, if you say aim for the heights, like, it's like an understatement with her. The things that, you know, when you follow her and see the work that she does, she aims like beyond comprehension, and it does land. It does land, which is really powerful. And I think
I've never viewed it that way. But it is true. For me, it's God aims for her and she follows direction.
Nah.
That's how I view it. And I'm in awe of, not to say she's not ambitious, she is, but I always, how I read her life is that God says go right and she does. And God's right is just like, what? Wow, you know? So her ability to be so disciplined, Yeah,
no, she's really amazing. She inspires a lot of us. Let's talk about the purpose of women. I know this can be a bit controversial in terms of what the meaning of it could be, but I also want to ask this. What do you think is the reason why women, you know, were created? Why do you think we were created as women? What's our ultimate responsibility and role by being on earth? What are we here for? You know, kind of, why should we be existing? What are we supposed to be doing or being?
The planet would fall apart without us. No, seriously. Like, earth would fall apart and crumble without women.
Okay.
I see it in my own marriage. I see it in my... No, ask any household. If ubungekho as umama, like, what would happen? Go to any office. The secretary is more often than not a female, because that's where the order flows from. The secretary, the reception, they have to receive you. So I think our role is grossly underestimated in business, in work, in life, in families. Like, everything would crumble. We've got an ability to hold things together like no man can. I'm sorry.
So we are here to hold things together?
That's one amongst many things. We are here to hold things together. We are here to innovate. We are here to nurture. We are here to grow things. We are here to bring a different perspective, to balance how things are, because men do have a very different perspective to us as women. So yeah, we are here to balance it out.
I would have never said that the world would crumble, but I guess
no, it would.
You know, that is a powerful perspective to have. Ubana kaui jonga nyani, you actually just minusing every woman in every space. You know, you can see the great impact that they're for. And I think it's so unfair then that for such a long time women were suppressed and silenced and ignored, because that means la power ibingekho.
Yeah.
Ibingekho.
No, definitely. The world for a very long time was robbed of our genius for a very long time. And somebody could look at what I'm saying and say, but to your point, for a very long time, women were behind the scenes. Women were not allowed to participate, and the world was... Yeah. But just because ziyenzeka doesn't mean
ngendlela or zenzeka right
or the best that
most.
It can be. You will see, to the full potential. They could have been happening and happening. They could have been, the world could have been functioning in its zone of competence or its zone of excellence. But when women started participating, the world went to its zone of genius.
Okay.
You can deny that if you want, but that's what I fully believe.
All right. And then when we're looking at umcimbi wobana, okay, in fact, let me ask you this. Do you think you're a busy woman? Do you think you're busy?
Yes.
Very busy, or just busy enough? Or there are no degrees, you just are?
I'm just busy.
Okay. The reason why I'm asking that question is most women are, busy. And in your being busy, do you think it is important to take time out and be selfish and take care of yourself, the individual self, the woman that you are, outside of the whole busyness that is around you?
Why?
0 out of 10. What do you mean? Why?
I do think it's very important, but I'm just very bad at it.
Okay.
I do think it's very important. I do not negate its importance. I do not neglect its importance. And this ritetelela, I think it's very important. I think you need it for your peace of mind. I think you need it for your effectiveness. I think you need it for your effectiveness as a mom, because when you don't have it, you lash out at everyone. When you don't have it, you're functioning on polluted oil, if you will, and you need that fresh, or you need to be refreshed. So I don't do it as much.
Not. if you really think about it, no, but is it because you feel like you then are so busy that the time is not there?
It's not that.
Or you just don't prioritize it, or you don't know how to do it.
Yes, I need therapy for this session. I need therapy. I need therapy.
Ne?
I need therapy.
So, do you feel it's in your hands?
Yes.
It is in your hands?
Yes.
Do you enjoy being busy more than like, do you get full? Obviously, I guess ne, you do get fulfilled by the being busy, such that you kind of feel like you could be at a spa for 2 hours, or you could be at a coffee date for 2 hours, but the production that you'd like to do tastes better.
Yeah, no, I've got issues, guys. I've got issues, and I need help with them. Yeah, no.
Okay, it needs you to
Therapy.
work around it. It needs you to work around it. Now, Gengo, how do we have the conversation around mental health, Gengo? Because that was going to be my next question. Do you think that you can keep on par? You can keep centered mentally, so when you don't take time out to take care of yourself? No. Or would you say you've got techniques that you then use coping mechanisms of some sort to keep at
sane?
Least, yeah.
My coping mechanism currently is God, church, community. Outside of that, I've just started sessions at Lux, where they pamper me and they do things to me, and I do enjoy it. It's nice. It's nice.
It's still new.
Yeah, it's still very new.
It's still new.
Still very new. No, it is lovely. I recommend that you go. Please go.
Okay.
But like the reason I'm saying I need therapy, I'm in a very weird space in my life, and probably this radio session is not the place to divulge on all of that. I'm just
Okay.
going through a lot of transition with who I was, who I am, who I want to be. And I think there's a lot of who I was that I'm not finding in who I want to be now, but I want to drag that in, and I'm not being able to drag that in. So
And maybe you're not even supposed to.
yeah, maybe I'm not even supposed to. Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm going through quite a lot of
You're in a finding space.
finding
yourself
yeah,
space.
and it's not it's not a nice space to be in. Because sometimes I feel like I don't even know myself at the moment. It's like, who are you? Where's that girl? What is happening with you? So personally, I'm going through quite a lot internally that would explain mhlawumbi some of the reasons why I can't.
You can't answer.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, viewers.
No, that is okay. That is okay. I will definitely not ask you for tips for self-care then. Let's hop over that one. Let's talk about some challenges that you faced in any space that you pick. You can pick business, you can pick personal life, you can pick ministry, you can pick whatever. You know, maybe one scenario, or I don't know, as many as you want to share with us, because I want to hear from your side, or from your perspective, from your own lived experience, how you've been able to experience some challenges and still get through them, okanye get over them, okanye yabo ukwazi udlula kuzo. Yeah.
The biggest thing that's always, again, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but it's God. It's God. He has shown me the end from the beginning, but he's just not shown me the journey and whatever.
between.
He's not shown me the in between.
Yeah.
So no matter how hard it gets, no matter how difficult, no matter how discouraging it gets, no matter how tiring it gets, I do get down. I do get beaten out. I do feel like throwing in the towel, and sometimes I probably do once or twice. But it's the remembrance of the end that I've been shown, that there is an end. This is not where it ends.
Sure.
This is not where your story ends. This is God said something. So it's the word of God, it's the promises of God that always keep me going. And if you want to bring it on a more day-to-day, what I can see, does Gqwaka kuthini? Abantwana bazawuthini?
Then what?
Then what?
Okay.
Then what? Then what? There's that. There's the family responsibility. My husband and I cannot give up. I can't give up. He needs me. I need him. I need to be strong when he's weak. He needs to be strong when I'm weak. We really cannot give up. So
And then what?
And then what?
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
again, I think it's self-awareness. I know what's in me. And what's in me sometimes gets challenged by difficulty, like everyone else.
Yeah.
But it always has a way, often through people that would bring encouragement, often has a way of pulling me out, saying there's something in you that needs to survive. You need to survive the storm. And it's always, me surviving a storm is always connected to other people's destinies.
Okay.
So me not surviving a storm means somebody else being trapped longer or even forever in their own storm. Because what I carry is a solution for their storm. Maybe it's an extension of a stick of how I can draw them out of their own storm. So that always wears heavy on me as well. But there are destinies that are connected to my life, and I can't just...
You can't just not continue.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I think that's really, really beautiful. Let's look at the issue of when you're a woman. There's your femininity, there's your soft side, your gentle side, like you're being a woman, you know. And then you're thrown in the business space, and sometimes in the business space you need to be very strong.
Yeah.
You need to be... I've learned, you know, over the past couple of conversations I've been having that, you know, a lot of women have been coming with assertiveness, maybe not strong, but assertive.
Yeah.
So how do you balance that, being soft, being woman, being feminine, with the demand in business to show that assertiveness and that strength?
Yeah. I think I've just learned to be a strong woman. I haven't tried to be a man. I haven't tried to force a strength that is inauthentic. I've tried to marry being a woman and being strong at the same time.
Okay.
It is true that when you're a woman, or when you're black, or when you're young, perception is that you don't have what it takes. You have to prove yourself continuously. We've seen this over centuries. So I think I've just had to grow an internal strength that did not diminish me being a woman. I'm still a woman, but I know how to negotiate a contract price. I know how to stand my ground when you're not living up to your end of the bargain. I know how to, and that should not minimize how womanly I am.
Your femininity.
No, it should not. It should not. Yeah. So I think I've just had. I think every woman in business has to learn how to infuse strength with their femininity.
Yeah.
Because you will be sexually tried to be taken advantage of. People will make advances that they will not even leave that out. People will just not take you as seriously as they would if you were a man. So which brings me back to the issue of having to know your story. Like the value, that's another thing. For me, the value of what I offer and how I offer it has always been my strength. Beyond being a woman, beyond being black, beyond being whatever I am or I'm not, let's look at the value. What do I bring to the table? Can I take you from your hell to your heaven? Merit me on that, not on the fact that I'm black, not on the fact that I'm young, not on the fact that I'm woman, not on the fact I can stand up for myself. The value for me, value is king for me. It trumps everything.
Yeah. That is a great one, because you can't even fake it. If the value is there, it is there.
Yeah.
You know, you can't even argue it.
Yeah.
Or anyone who was coming with a reason to argue it. But when they actually see or experience the value, they can't dispute it because
they can't.
It's true value.
They can't.
You know? So they will then get to, forego whatever perceptions that they had,
exactly,
or assumptions and things like that. And I think that is gold. Do you ever face times when you are in self-doubt, like doubt yourself, have lack of confidence or low self-esteem?
Girl, every day.
Every day?
Every day.
Every day?
Every day.
Not most times, or sometimes.
No. Yeah, no. Most times. I think anyone who is a pursuer is attacked with self-confidence and doubt and all of that. I think it's often people who don't pursue anything who never doubt, because what are you going to doubt? Honestly, what are you going to doubt? Doubt and don't.
You're not trying to do anything anyway.
You're not trying to do anything anyway. You're not trying to break any boundary. You're not trying to break any ceiling. What are you doubting? That you can sit next to the house for the whole day? How do you doubt that?
Yeah, okay. So and when those times come, how do you navigate them? What do you do? Do you psych yourself? Do you go to mantra? Do you pray? In those moments? And sometimes I think Lando Yenzeka kufuneka deliver yes, kufuneka deliver something or whatever. How do you, and still you need to actually ensure that you deliver on that, whatever that is required at the time. So how do you get past that moment, that feeling, and and actually do that which you're supposed to do?
I'm currently in the middle of that situation. Well, no, I've gone past it. So as you know, Connecting the Dots every year has been in Queenstown for the past 4 years. Now it's going to East London. And the Lord said East London. I was like, I'm not the girl. I'm not good enough. I can't do that. I don't know anyone in East London. I don't know. I can't. I don't. It's not in me.
Stop.
And I ran away from announcing it for the longest time because I felt like I'm not good enough. Bakhona abanye abantu that can do this better than me, that can draw bigger crowds than me. And for me, it was surrender. I just had to let go. Honestly, I just had to let go and trust. And honestly, anything worth pursuing, anything worth doing, tell me one thing that you knew going in on the first day, whether it was radio, whether it was your business, whether it was marriage, whether it was having your first kid. Did you have 100% assurance?
Nope.
That this thing is going to work and I'm going to knock it out of the park?
No.
You just had to surrender to the process, give it your best shot, and trust God.
Sabona kon, masiye sabona kon. And it's so true, hey? I think if we would be so sure, we wouldn't Sautina, there's a lot of corners we would cut. There's a lot of substandard all the time. If you would get the whole picture of it, you would literally be like, "I boy, I was like, so just relax, like he confirmed." And I mean, you would do nothing. You'd sit on your back, you know. And I think that not knowing sometimes helps for you to also understand that it's beyond you. It's beyond you. And it's about abantu. So you take care of it better because you don't know.
Exactly.
Because you don't know.
And you give it your best shot because you're like,
mean.
you're like, hey, I must give this my 100 because you don't know.
Yeah, so you give it your all. If you know and you're sure and it's been confirmed and you're gonna relax and you're gonna drop the ball at relaxing. So I get it. Do you read?
I do.
Okay. Okay. So which book or books can you recommend to us that you've read that changed your life, that, contributed somehow, that you've gone back, okay, this book was nice and it in a value that we can also read?
Definitely The Alchemist.
The Alchemist.
The Alchemist will forever be my number one book. The Alchemist is about a boy who goes looking for treasure. Have you read it?
No, I haven't.
Have you heard about it?
I have, but I haven't read it, Shem.
He goes looking for this treasure that he believes is in, I'll make an example. He leaves Queenstown, goes looking for this treasure that he believes is in Johannesburg, because that's where treasure is, Johannesburg. And life happens between his journey from Queenstown to Johannesburg. And when he gets to Johannesburg, like a mystical being or something directs him back to Queenstown. And I've treasure. Direct him back to Queenstown. Ati, go dig.
On the backyard.
In the backyard. The treasure was always in Queenstown. That book drives me crazy. Okay, so in a nutshell, all the book says is that what it's here. It's here. But he had to go through. He learned so much. He experienced so much. He experienced in trying to find.
Getting back.
He was heartbroken. He was deceived. He was almost killed. But he found out that the treasure
has always been here.
That's one of them.
Oh, that's lovely. That's a nice book. I think I'll read it. But but I'll
now you know that the treasure is not wherever he's going.
But I'll try it and see how far I go with it. Zodwa, any words of encouragement as we go towards a close that you can be able to give to a woman out there, especially one that is thinking of giving up and is thinking, you know what, it's not worth it anymore. I no longer feel like pursuing anything. I just want to give up, throw in the towel, kunzima. What would you say to someone like that?
I would encourage every woman who's listening that's feeling discouraged is to reframe failure.
Okay.
If you're feeling like that, you feel like you've probably failed in acquiring a job, acquiring whatever it is you want to acquire, reframe that. How do you reframe? You take on a different perspective. Whatever has happened, much like the boy who was looking for the treasure, that thing wasn't happening to you. It was happening for you. It came to teach you a lesson. It came to introduce you to destiny helpers. It came to introduce you to versions of yourself that you needed to know. Aspects of yourself that you're comfortable with, aspects of yourself that you're not comfortable with. Everything that has happened is happening for you, not to you.
Wow.
You need to find a way of turning your mess into a message. You need to find a way of making it a tool to work for you.
Okay.
If it was a knife and it was put in your back, and it is still in your back, and that's a phrase we use to stab me in the back.
Yes.
Tata la knife, take that knife, ujonga hey, ndingenza ntoni ngale mele? Nganqunqa amatswele.
Okay.
Nqunqa amatswele akho mntu asekhaya, ufake iraja yakho kunuke kamandi, ufake iVienna zakho zika Unico, ume pha egate uthengise. So that's what I'm trying to say, that everything that has happened to us, it can be a tool to improve and better our situations.
Wonderful. And if we need to what are the terms for going to connecting the dots? You've already mentioned it. So when is it? What are the terms? Where do we need to go? What do we need to do in order for us to be able to participate there, and also mhlambi contact numbers or details where we can be able to find you, so that sizokwazi into okubana, we make use of your services.
Connecting the Dots is my annual business and personal development seminar. Every year it has different themes. This year the theme is the grace factor.
Yes.
We will be delving deep into the grace that God has for your life. What sets you apart in the room from everyone else in the room? And what potential can you possibly maximize because of the grace that you have in your life? It's going to be in East London on the 26th of October. It's going to start at 10 o'clock. It's going to be at the East London Golf Club. There's a link where you can RSVP just to let us know that you're coming. If you go on my page, my Facebook page, I've got two. The one that I'm more active on, Zodwa Gqwaka, you will see I've pinned a post, where you can reserve or purchase your ticket.
All right. Sissy, thank you so much for coming through and having this conversation with us. We truly, truly appreciate it. It's been powerful. We feel revived as women.
I'm glad. Thank you for having me.
Sure. All right. Mpulapula Vukani Community Radio. Zodwa Gqwaka ke lowo oyi-director ka-GIDS, Global Impact Development Solutions. She's a business and personal development coach and an entrepreneur. And that was a very interesting conversation there. I'm going to be touching on some of the things that she has mentioned when we get into the second hour. Right now, Maskobe Evenklen, don't go anywhere.